Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
This is your brother Karath.
It's the brother Yatazakat.
And we're coming at you again with another lesson through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We want to give all praises to
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and enough respect to you brothers that's laboring in this truth, making your calling and election sure. I think we're going to entitle this lesson The Inner Thoughts of the Wicked.
This Psalms chapter 49. Hey, so like, can we start? I just thought of something. Can we start at Psalm 73?
Psalm 73, that's
yeah,
Psalm 73. Turn the pages. So like this is in transit.
No, start at 64, then let's jump to 73.
This is in transit, brothers. So bear with us.
Yep, Psalms 64 and 2.
You can start from the top on that.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. This,
but I mean,
no, you good? Yep, let's run it. This Psalm chapter 64 and verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words." You see, King David, he knew the devices of the wicked, man. He knew the thoughts of the wicked. He knew what they was on. He knew they had the secret councils. He knew that they had insurrections against him. He knew they was workers of iniquity, man.
Because he wasn't ignorant to their devices.
Brother. Bro. Yep. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them?
Yeah, so they commune and they meet up in secret, man.
Bro.
And they plot and they plan how they can do things, in secret. Bro. And the reason we know that is because the scriptures, they make it plain.
Bro. Man, can you hold that real quick? Can you grab Ecclesiastes 2:13 on the screen?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Salaki.
2:13. I came across this yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, this is nice.
But that's the reason we know that there's a shadow government.
Bro.
Not because some conspiracy theorist is saying that and we running with that. We understand that there's a secret government, or there's a secret what do they call them in the scriptures? They're really not the children of light, but they're the light. They're light bearers on the left hand side.
Lucifer.
Yeah, they're the Luciferians. Right. And they basically, it's a secret little council, a secret little government, which is what everybody calls the Illuminati.
Brother.
The reason we know this to be true is because the scriptures talk about it.
Yep.
We know their inner thoughts, man. We know what they plot. What you got, bro?
This Ecclesiastes 2:13. It says, this Ecclesiastes 2:13. This was King Solomon, the wisest man to ever walk the earth, outside of our Lord Yahushua, which was Yahushua in the reincarnation, and he was going over, in his chapter, he was touching on how basically he has set his heart out to know the thoughts of the wicked and the righteous, man. And this Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 13, it says, I start at 12. It says, "And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly." So King Solomon was searching out, madness, folly, and wisdom. Everything. He wanted to know both sides of the spectrum. Knowing the inner thoughts of the wicked. It says, "For what can the man do that cometh after the king, even that which have been already done. So King Solomon understood the thoughts of the wicked. What they doing pretty much, like I heard brother say this too. Esau, he's not smart. All he's doing is recycling shit that he's done in previous regenerations, just back and forth and forth.
God. He's sticking to a playbook.
Con, bro.
The reason we know he's sticking to a playbook because there's no new thing under the sun.
Con, exactly. And that was in the chapter before this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
God.
You know, that, like you were saying, we know these things because of the scriptures, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it says, verse 13. Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly as far as light excelleth darkness. You know, so basically, King Solomon understood the thoughts of the wicked, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he pretty much had full understanding of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he understood that wisdom excelleth folly as much as light excelleth darkness, man.
That's right.
You know, so we have the light in the darkness, man. You know, Isaiah 60th chapter tell you, arise and shine, for thy light is come.
Yeah.
You know, for gross darkness shall cover the world.
Yeah.
You know, so that's going into Esau with all his wicked ass devices, man. You know,
True.
and it's only so far that wickedness can go. You know,
and that made me think of Salaki, bro. That made me think of how the Most High subject the creature to vanity, which means he subject us to wickedness, sin.
Con.
You know, so it can make us, you know, give us a perspective.
Con, bro.
You know,
Con.
so now we understand, you know, how these devils move, man. Because we've got the short end of the stick so much. We done dealt with so much wickedness. You know, not only, you know, and perpetrated by our own people, and we've also had, you know, moments where we dealt and done things that were wicked. But you know, we understand how the wicked moves, because we've been, you know, we've been in several captivities.
Bro.
You know, so it's making us familiar with these devils in the way they do things.
Bro. Yep. And then, you know, we've been given the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, so our thoughts way excel and past the thoughts of the wicked, man. You know, because wisdom excels past folly as much as light does darkness, man. You know, so like you cut the light on in the dark, you know, it's gonna overshadow the darkness completely, man. And that's how we overshadow the thoughts of the wicked, man.
You know, and we know that you know that it benefits us. So when we fall, it benefits us. When we fall into you know, when we fall into temptation, or when we see different things happen, it only makes us stronger, because we're men of the Lord. So it only makes us sharper.
Bro.
You know.
Hey, dang, since you said, can we go to Romans 5? That's a hell of a point. You know, because you was touching on that's why we're gonna be judges of the earth, because we're gonna know both wickedness and righteousness, man. We're gonna understand both sides of the spectrum. That's why we're gonna you know, ultimately the nation of Israel is gonna rule forever, man. You know, because we're gonna know both sides of the spectrum, man.
That's right.
You know, we're gonna know how to judge and right. You know why? Because we're gonna know how to judge wickedness, because we're gonna know what wickedness is, man. You know.
Romans
5. Yeah, start from the top. We're gonna start from the top.
God, I got you. This is Romans 5. It says, therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh through our Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach.
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, he conquered death. You know, we was touching on that a little bit too. You know, which you devils, you're all about death, man. You know, we know the inward thoughts of you wicked ass devils. You actually want to cut the earth's population down to 500 million, man. You know. But, you know, through the faith of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, you know, we're justified, man. We're justified in our thinking towards you, you know.
And these devils, they even think that the Most High is with them. He thinks he's for their cause.
Bro.
You know, like the scripture said, I don't want to jump around.
Psalms 50, yeah.
You know, like they think in their mind that he's for their cause, like he's such as one as themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. But that's a not to get too far.
That was a good point. No, Yep. Verse 2.
This is Romans 5:2. It says, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of Yahweh. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Yeah, that's going into what you were saying. Like it's beneficial for us to go through things, man. It's beneficial for us to go through things. Why? Because it gives us patience, man. What it tell you in Luke the 21st chapter, in your patience possesses your soul.
God, that's right. That's right.
That's why we got to bear along with the wicked, you know.
Yeah, man. Because ultimately it's making us. The Most High wants us to be judges of the earth, like you were saying.
Con, brother.
He wants to give us that perspective, so that we're not just one-sided. We don't know all righteousness.
Yep.
We know how low and how base an individual can get. Because he's the basis of men. He set up over the world the basis of men to rule. And then we have to understand how it is to be ruled, to be underlings to a foolish man. We were underlings to a foolish man, and in the Most High, that was it pleased him for us to get this perspective, man.
Right, because within that, you know how to run a society. You know how to run the world. You know how to establish righteousness, man. Because you've seen the consequences of what happens when the world is ran adverse unto the ways of Yahweh Shema Shah, when it's run by the thoughts of wickedness.
Because the scripture it gives new light and breathes new life into that scripture. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn.
I was thinking of that.
The people rejoice.
Bro.
Because then we can really honestly say we know what it's like, because we're living in a regime where the air is polluted, chopping down all the trees. They're doing deforestation. They're doing all manner of wickedness, man. So we're able to see both sides of the coin, man. You know what I mean? Shalom. We
behind me, I see you.
Yeah, we running the lesson.
We see the brother right now, Akim. So that's we was just saluting the brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were saluting the brother. So we see both sides of the coin. We understand how it is to be under an oppressive regime, man. That's just completely wicked. And that makes us, in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, to be fit. To be rulers ourselves, because he's like, you done seen it, man. You see how it is.
That's right.
So we can continue.
Go down to 6.
This is Romans 5 and 6. It says, for when
it's like a read from 3 to 6.
This is Romans 5.
No, use that 4. Yeah, read 3 again and go down to 5 6.
This is Romans 5 and 3. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. So we're going through tribulation right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. And patience experience, and experience hope. Ooh. So we're experiencing how it is to go through things, man.
Right, bro.
Chiefly to go through, to be hurt and to be done. To be done awful in a kingdom such as the one we're in now, the last kingdom.
And then you will have hope in that you can conquer over what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you would think like, it's the wicked, they gonna prosper forever, man. Yeah. They always winning. That's how you would think. But when you got experience in going through a wicked regime, you understand that eventually it's gonna be brought down, man. It gives you hope to believe that eventually it's gonna be brought down, man. And righteousness is gonna prevail.
And then you see that they're because it's the inward thought of the wicked is that their houses will remain forever. You see that their houses actually do not remain forever.
That's right. Yep. Read 5 and 6 up.
Okay. This is verse 5. It says, and hope maketh not ashamed.
Yeah, hope make them not ashamed, which all the wicked, they're going to be ashamed. That's ultimately what's going to happen to the wicked. They're going to be ashamed,
Because the love of Yahweh is shed abroad in our hearts.
Yeah, in our minds. See, in our minds, we got the love of Yahweh Shema Shah. And in their minds, they don't have the love of Yahweh Shema Shah. So that's why they're not, that's why they're going to be ashamed,
Yeah, because their inner thoughts are completely wicked.
Bro.
But we had in our minds, we have a great hope.
Bro.
We have a great hope, and the Most High has given us His laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, man. And that's wisdom, man.
Brother.
Where we at? Verse 6.
Yeah, let's see.
Verse 6. Romans.
You got a little bit more than that 5.
It's a lot. Verse 5. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh is shed. Because the love of Yahweh is shed, Salaki, abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us. Verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Mashiach died for the ungodly.
Yeah, but it says when we was yet without strength, Mashiach died for the ungodly. You know, but ultimately, you know, there's some who were ungodly and got changed. You know, at the twinkling of an eye by the Spirit of Yahushua Mashiach, by the Holy Spirit, which we just read. You know, but they can't attain the Holy Spirit, so they can't be changed, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't have nobody to die for them. You know, which ultimately. Their thoughts, that's why their thoughts are against the counsel of Yahushua Mashiach, because they didn't have no one to be put to death. No one died for them, you know. God. So they're thinking about just bringing forth death because they had never had no one to die for them, man. You know, God. So their thoughts is to bring death because they never had no one to sacrifice themselves for them.
Yeah,
you know.
And that made me think of be ye renewed in your mind. You
Con, bro. About, Ephesians the 4th chapter.
Con.
Yep.
I'm hacking it, but they can't be renewed in their minds.
That's beautiful. That's a great point on that. Con.
Con. They can't be renewed in their minds, man. Which is why they have those inner thoughts.
Con, bro.
Yeah.
That's cold. That's cold. Matter of fact, bro, let's pull that real quick. So like I know we jumping around a lot, brothers, but it's the spirit right now moving.
Con.
Ephesians 4:22. That's a hell of a precept. This Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 22.
Salakia. Ephesians 4:22.
It says, this Ephesians chapter 4 verse 22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which is after Yahweh, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. You know?
Yeah, and they're completely at contrary to the Most High.
Con, bro.
You know, they're outside of the temple, so they're gonna do everything that's contrary to the Most High.
Yep.
That's why their thoughts are that way. But the Most High is saying, don't be like that. That's why we're not supposed to learn the ways of the heathen.
Con, brother.
Because they think their thinking is off.
Right.
So here in the scriptures it's saying, be renewed by the spirit of your mind, right? And we know that the Most High Spirit is in his incorruptible spirit is in all things. And he's dealing with the elect.
Con, bro.
So he said, let this mind be in you.
Con.
You know?
Yeah, put on the mind of the elect of Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately, you know, Yahushua Mashiach, he said that he prays for them, not for the world. He only came for a certain sector of people. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, everyone can't be renewed because you have to be renewed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakadash. You know, Yahushua Mashiach, ultimately, you know, our Lord and Savior. You know, if you don't have him to come into your life and give you that light, you can't be renewed in your mind.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. That's right.
We can go back. Yeah, that's Psalm 64. I know we got a couple more we can.
You want to go back to Romans, or you was good with that?
No, we was good with that. We can go back to that Psalm 64.
Psalm 64.
There was a point on one of them, man.
This is Psalms 64, and where were we at?
Let's start at 3.
Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Yeah, so King David giving you a play-by-play breakdown on the thoughts of the wicked, man. On the thoughts of the wicked. Why? Because in Psalms 110 and 3, you know, King David said, my Lord told my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies under my put thy enemies under their footstool. So King David ultimately, you know, he had the spirit of Yahushua Mashiach resting upon him, man. You know, it was times in Psalms where the spirit of Yahushua Mashiach came over King David and he started speaking. Like in Psalms the 40th chapter when it says, behold, I come in the volume of the book. That was actually Yahushua Mashiach's spirit on King David, you know, to say that, you know. So, oh, go ahead, Slacky.
I was just going to make another point out, because the scripture says they shoot in secret at the perfect. So they don't mind about coming together to plot against people to come against the Most High. The Most High has a plan in his mind, which is to make put his people above everyone else.
Con.
And he doesn't mind disrupting the plans of Yahweh. That's
bro.
his mindset.
Right.
Like, I'm completely contrary to the Lord.
Con, bro.
So
Con,
I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, because he don't have Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
Con,
you know?
It says he has no fear. It says he shoots at the perfect suddenly, and they shoot at him, and fear not. They have no fear.
Con, and the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Yep, con,
Yeah,
brother. Beautiful. Con, bro.
So the scripture says you need to constantly keep yourselves in the fear of the Lord, so your house isn't overthrown.
Woo!
But he's going to enter into the house of the thief, and that's the reason their house is going to be overthrown.
Dang, that's cold. That's cold, bro. That's cold. Yup.
God, so that's why the inner thoughts of the wicked. That's why they're going to be overthrown ultimately, man.
Because they're not holding themselves within the fear of your Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahshua, they fear not. Yeah, that's wild.
God, brother.
Keep reading. Keep going down. Go down to 6.
Verse 6. They search.
No, Salak, you got to read 5 too.
Con. This is Psalm 64:5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" So that's another thing about them. They be like, nobody can see us,
right?
But those people, they fear the sight of men.
Such a man only the fear of the eyes of man, but knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Yeah, so they that's why that's a wicked thought. That's a wicked man's thought.
Bro.
They think no one can see me. I'm hiding.
Right.
But they don't understand because they're carnal people.
Yeah, bro.
So they don't understand that there's a spiritual being that's all powerful that's looking at you and beholding all the ways of men.
Bro.
And he's gonna give you, he's gonna reward you according to your deeds.
Yeah, he'll either give you up to your own wicked ass thoughts, or he'll allow you to have the spirit to be able to identify your wicked thoughts and conquer them. But Yahweh Shem Yahshua, he's not dealing with the wicked, so they can't conquer their own wicked thoughts. They're given over to it. That's why I tell you in Romans, the first chapter, as much as they did not like to retain Yahweh Shem Yahshua and their knowledge, Yahweh Shem Yahshua gave them over to vile affections to do those things which were not convenient.
Con, brother. Con, bro.
It says, read 6 too.
Verse 6. It says they search out iniquities.
It's the point right here.
And they accomplish a diligent search.
Yeah, they search out iniquities and they accomplish a diligent search. They go deep into wickedness, man. We know what these devils are doing, man. HR 6666, Operation Warp Speed, Project Megiddo, Operation Paperclip. All these different devices of Satan. That's him searching out iniquities and accomplishing a diligent search, man. That's why he passes all these different bills and has all these different things under wraps, man.
Yeah. You know what another reason is because these devils they search out iniquities is because they understand how wicked they are.
Bro.
And they figure if they can expose another person's wickedness, then it will make their
They'll
wickedness
divert away from their wickedness.
Con.
That's cold. That's fucking wild.
That's the mind of a mad demon.
Bro.
Like I'm wicked as hell. Let me find somebody else that's wicked.
That's why Salakia. Well, another word for the word devil is accuser. That's why the devil tries to push off his wickedness onto Jake, man. Because that's how a devil moves. He's an accuser, man. He tries to divert the attention away from himself, man.
Yeah, and they get mad like, why did you create me like this?
They
accuse the Most High. Why you create me like this?
Bro.
Okay, so since I'm like this, I'm gonna search out other people that do wrong, so we all wicked.
Yeah. God, bro, yeah. Hey, shit, you can't just get mad at me. This shit, they doing the same thing I'm doing. But you're creating the devices to you're laying snares privately.
Yeah, God, brother, that's wild. Verse 6, it says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, but the inward thought of every one of them in the heart is deep.
Yeah, that's the point right there. It says both the inward thought of every one of them, all the wicked, and their heart is deep. Their mind is deep. So we know the inward thought of every one of them is to search out iniquities and accomplish a diligent search, and their heart is deep into wickedness, man. We know what their minds are. We know the thoughts of the wicked, man. You know, just like
that's
King
right.
David, Lord willing, we those men, we're of the house of David, man. You know, so
nice.
we in that same spirit,
Come in
man.
that same spirit. Yeah, we understand your mind, man. We know your mind. You know, this is the we're the ultimate psychologists through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, because the scriptures is they know the intents and hearts of men. So if the scriptures know the intents and hearts of men, then we the ultimate psychologists. We understand what the hell is. We can get to the heart of the matter, the crux of the issue.
Bro.
We know what the heck is going on.
Yeah, the conclusion of the whole. Good,
know?
bro. Yep. You want to go to that Job 14:5 then? It's a good time to go there. I know you quoted that.
Con, we can go there. Job 14, it's a lot. 14:5.
Mm-hmm.
Con, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah.
You know.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So these devils, man, these devils who the Most High has created to play the part of the wicked on the earth, which they're doing a very good job at doing that.
Right.
Might I add, they understand that their time is limited. They understand that they don't have a lot of time, you know, on their hands, because they accomplish a diligent search.
God, bro.
You know, they search out, not that they're so spiritual, it's just that they've used their science to search out and to prove before they had to, you know, they don't have faith.
Right.
They just searched out. They're using a scientific method, you know, in the different things that they use. They understand, hey, you know, according to this, it is pointing to all signs are pointing to the fact that we don't have lots of time. In our time, we're on borrowed time, actually.
God, brother.
So these devils, they know that, man.
I got a quick precept for you, Revelation 12:12.
Revelation 12:12.
God.
Is there anything else on this anyway?
No, that's it.
Okay. Revelation 12:12.
God. This Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. No.
Yeah.
So
Right.
John the Revelator, Apostle John, he knew the thoughts of the wicked. Bro, he knew the thoughts of the wicked generations and thousands of years before they even came on the scene.
Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah.
You know, he said woe to the earth and the inhabitants, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So we already know what the devil is on, because he knows he's on borrowed time, like you were saying. So we know he's gonna make drastic moves, man.
Right. And it's gonna be sloppy, man.
God, bro.
You know?
Just like he's sloppy as fuck right now. HR 6666.
Yeah.
Bro, Revelation 13 chapter tell you that here is wisdom. You know, the matter of fact, let's just read it.
Right.
It's like you don't want to butcher it. Revelations 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man.
Con.
And his number is 666. You know, so we're telling you told on yourself, man.
Right.
You know, you
Right.
completely sloppy. We know your thoughts, man. We
Yeah.
know who you are. You know,
God, the wicked is being revealed.
God, bro. I was
know?
just thinking of that.
Yeah,
God.
and the reason he's being revealed is because, you know, we understand through the scriptures who you are, man.
God, bro.
You know, we
God,
understand
bro.
what you think. We know your moves.
Yep.
You know, we know what to look for. We know that you're a cunning hunter and you're a man of the field.
Man.
We know that you have a bloodlust. We know that you come with smooth words. We understand that you we understand that you have agenda. You lay snares privily. We know that you although your words are smooth, though you go crouching, you know, we know not to set you by us.
God, bro.
We know what you're thinking, that you can throw us in a pit
God,
as
bro.
soon as you get the opportunity.
We know you want to kill us.
God,
You know,
God.
we know all the stops. You know,
God,
through the spirit and power, y'all about to me outside.
God, brother.
No, let's go to that Psalms 49. Huh?
God. That was it on that.
God,
This is Psalms 49. I know the brother waiting on this.
God.
Psalms 49. Lord willing.
What else we got on there?
We got a
Get that
couple.
Wisdom of Solomon too.
We had a couple of joints.
Oh yeah, that was Psalm 73. Damn.
37 too.
Okay, Con. Yeah, we took. Okay, Con.
Psalms 49 and
Start at 5, huh?
Psalms 49 and 5.
Uh-huh.
It reads, "Therefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about. They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to Yahweh a ransom for him."
Yeah, so we understand that, man. You know, we understand that you devils, you know, like, okay, you stun and floss and pop all this shit because you got all this big money, you got all the power of the earth, but really we understand that you can't pay off Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for all the wickedness that you've done, man. You know, for all the wicked devices that you have put forth, man. So we understand, you know, the thoughts of the wicked. They think that they can pay off Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They think that, you know, they can attain and accumulate a bunch of things and they're gonna be okay. You know, they can heap up treasures for the last days, but we understand that it don't matter about that, man. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he don't care what you've accumulated, man.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, because ultimately that riches profit not in the day of wrath.
God, bro.
You know, but they you know, they're carnal men, man.
God, bro. And we understand not to move like that. You know,
Yeah.
that's why we move based upon the spirit. We don't chase things that are carnal and worldly, you know, because ultimately we understand that, you know, they can't give us a ransom we can't use that as ransom to Yahweh Shim Yahushua to be delivered, you know.
Yeah, con, bro.
Go down to
Verse 5.
read
6.
You was at 7. Read. You can jump to 8.
This is verse 8, Psalms 49 and 8. It says, "For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceases forever. That he should still live forever and not see corruption." Verse 10, "For he seeth that the wise men die likewise, the fool and the brutish person perish and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses," man, jeez, that's scripture right there, man. "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever."
Yeah, because this how carnal this man is. In his mind, he thinks that, okay, I see that the wise man, he died just like the righteous man died just like the wicked. You know? So ultimately, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. I don't got to be righteous. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to be righteous, you know? But if you're wicked, that's in your heart, you'll think that's right. You know, that's why a lot of St. John 8:44, "Yea, or of your father the devil." A lot of our people think like that. They think like, okay, well, what is it benefiting me to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Like I said in Malachi the 3rd chapter. You know, it is vain to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know,
Wow, yeah, that's good.
you know, but that's the thought of a wicked man, man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Even though that wasn't the wicked,
Con.
that's the thought of a wicked person.
Con, bro, con.
know?
Yep.
And we know that our people have exceeded the deeds of the wicked.
Yep.
It was more on that.
Yeah,
that was
read that verse 11.
verse 11. It says, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations." And the reason they think that their houses are going to continue forever is because they think that they can go throughout the world and set up their little memorials everywhere, and then they'll just keep passing it down to different generations.
Right.
You know, and it says, "And their dwelling places to all generations." They call their lands after their own names, and that's how you leave a name for yourself. You start to just call a whole land mass after yourself, and then you be like, "Oh, this is how I can have a perpetual name."
That's wild. That's
It
wild.
says,
Like you could just rename some shit, man. That's
Yeah.
that's the thoughts of the wicked, man. You think that you just because you rename something is not what it is no more.
God, bro.
You know?
Or I could carve my face in Mount Rushmore, and then it's there, and then you know that way it's a memorial of me. I was here.
This is mine. You see, my face was there.
Yeah.
You know, not rule. What Yahweh Shim Yahushua said, "For whatsoever under the whole heaven is mine." You know, who has prevented me that I should repay them?
Yeah, con,
You know?
brother. Con, bro. Verse to all generations. This is verse 11. It says, "They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. he is like the beasts that perish.
Yeah, see, that's what he think. You know, he think that the righteous man won't have a reward, man. You know, that's why he think he could just do away with us, with the nation of Israel, and he's gonna, you know, and he could wipe us all out, and then he could just continue to rule forever, man. You know, but that's not gonna happen, man. You know,
Khan. Another inward thought of the wicked is that they say, let us try him with spitefulness and torture.
Khan, bro.
To see if
that's in Wisdom of Solomon 2. We going there next.
Are we
yeah,
Wisdom 2?
yeah.
Wisdom 2?
Yeah, Khan. We're gonna read that chapter. We got something else?
Just these three. Go on, Psalm 73.
Okay, let's go to we can scratch that. Let's go to Psalms 37 though. Let's get that.
This good?
Yeah, that's good. We can scratch that.
Okay.
Psalms 37.
Okay.
It's Psalms chapter 37 and verse 1. It says, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass."
Oh, and you know the reason he's saying do all of this out. He's saying trust in the Lord because they make flesh their arm. You know, the wicked, the evil, you know, the so-called white man. They trust and rely in you know, carnal things. So they don't think like this. Their mind is not to delight themselves in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of their heart. They don't think that way. They think I'm gonna get the desires of my heart by stealing, killing, and forcing, imposing my will, and I'm not gonna trust in the Lord, man. You know. Yeah, but that's just the point I wanted to make. Bro.
Con, brother. Yep, you good. Verse 6. I'm gonna try to run through it a little bit.
Bro.
"And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday." Also, like I skipped one. This verse 5. This Psalms 37 and 5. "Commit thy way unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass."
It says, "Fret not thyself because of him that prospereth in his way."
God.
You know, because that's what a wicked person to do. They'll look and be like, "They winning."
Yeah, God.
They win.
Because when you go into that word fret, it means to be inwardly agitated. So you're like, you see, you know, Esau riding around, you know, fucking loser with a golf hat on, and you know, his top back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, God.
Like, you know, he got on nice polo clothing. You know what I'm saying? Nice dental work. You know, you looking like, oh man, he's living the life. You know, he's staying in a big ass house. You know, he got a yacht. You know what I'm saying? But you don't supposed to. So you be like, man, fuck it, I'm finna go out here, rob, steal, kill, sell some drugs, so I can live like that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't supposed to do that. That's you fretting yourself. You know?
Yeah, Con. That's beautiful.
It says, verse 8. Oh, you had something to add?
No. I thought you was at 9. You said 8.
Yeah, Con. It says, cease from anger. You know, you get pissed off. And forsake wrath. Because wrath worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You know? Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, they shall inherit the earth. You know? And that's what the wicked and evildoers don't understand in their thought process. It says, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
Yeah, and they think to themselves, how are you the meek? Don't you have to conquer and dominate? How can you be meek and lowly and then rise to the top?
Right.
You know?
Right. But that comes from faith. The just shall live by their faith. You know? It says, the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. You know, so here it is again. We know everything that you're doing, man. You're plotting to kill the righteous, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the upright, man. It says
that's the you try to silence anybody that's opposing you.
Con, bro.
That's opposing your wicked agenda.
Con, brother.
You know?
Con. It says their sword shall enter into their own heart, into their own mind. You know, we know that too. We understand that all those wicked devices that are in your mind is gonna ultimately lead to your own downfall.
Yeah, their tongue shall fall upon their own heads.
Con, bro. Yeah, we could have read in it. We would have kept reading in Psalm 64 and went into that.
Con.
It says, and their bows shall be broken. Here go. We can end off right here, this verse. It says, a little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. And what do we have? We have just the thought. We understand your thoughts. So it's we're better off than all the riches that you got in the world. You know, you niggas trillionaires, you know, billionaires, got all these different things. You know, the wicked, they got all the different materials and abundance of possessions, man. But we better off with the knowledge just of knowing that they're, you know, knowing their thoughts, man. And knowing that that's not gonna lead to nothing but their destruction.
God, because the Most High has their days numbered, man. So it doesn't matter. You can have all those riches. Bro. You know, but when the party is over, man, it's over.
Yeah.
We know that, and we know that you know that.
Bro.
Where we at?
Wisdom of Solomon 2, and then we can wrap it up for the brother.
Okay,
Let's try to run through this a little bit. Read it for me, huh?
Wisdom.
Yeah, start from the top.
This is Wisdom 2. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious. So they thought to themselves, the wicked, they thought to themselves, our lives are short and tedious, man. You know? And it says, in death of a man, there is no remedy. So you can't live forever. It says, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So they thinking to themselves, that's carnal as hell.
That's what I was just finna say, you know what I'm saying? That's a base man's thought process. You know?
And it says, no man has returned from the grave. So he's like, basically like, you live and you die. Man. And it says, for we are born.
Hey, Salakia, through the spirit, this my brother done told me this before. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like we were saying, you ain't got to be just a heathen to have a wicked thought process, man.
You can have a heathen state of mind.
Bro. Because he told me that he was like, man, we just die and go in the ground. You know? And we don't come.
That's a wicked thought.
Bro, yeah, that's wicked, you know.
For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as in a soft air, and our name shall be forgotten in time. So they like, man, we ain't gonna have no name. You know, we gonna heap up all this riches, and then it's gonna come to nothing. It's gonna come to naught, and then nobody gonna even know about us, man. It says, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life, just like the scripture was saying, they'll be cut off. They'll be like a dream. The scripture say they'll vanish away like a dream. It says, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things. Let's live it up. YOLO. Hedonistic desires.
Bro.
It says that our present, and let us speedily use the creatures like is in youth. So they saying they just use it. Let's use everything to our advantage. Let's take advantage of everything.
Let's dive head first into wickedness, man.
Let's use it to our own benefit, whatever that is. Let's use it up quickly. Verse 7.
Because he know if they have but a short time.
That's why it says speedily right there. Verse 7. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine. Let's just drink, man, to excess. And ointments. And let no fire. And I remember Elder Apostle Bar was bringing out. He was bringing out the fact that they used to have something called vomitariums, where they used to go and eat, and then they'd go and throw up and eat some more.
Damn, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, that's wicked as hell.
And it says, in ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us, Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. So let's take advantage of stuff before it, before it dies out, dies down.
God.
It's verse 9. Let none of us go without his part or of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is sin. Salakia, and our lot is that too.
Yeah.
And our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow. Yeah, come on. It says, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
You got a video up there. Oh, you got to head out?
Let us
damn. Okay.
leave tokens. Let us leave tokens. Oh, you about to head out?
Yeah, that's like, go ahead, keep reading out.
Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. So they like, let us oppress, let us oppress the poor righteous man. It's saying, let us. So basically, let us commit all kinds of sin, man. Let us oppress the Israelites, because we are the poor righteous man. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man, because pursuant to that parable that when Lord Yahweh Shai was bringing out Lazarus and the rich man that was faring sumptuously, the rich man was the wicked or Esau, and Lazarus was supposed to be symbolic of the Israelites, who are the poor righteous man. It says, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. And they did that. They they didn't spare the widow, and they didn't reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged, because when they took the Israelites into captivity, they laid their yoke heavily upon the ancient.
God, bro.
So it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. And like I brought out before, the poor righteous man was pursuant to that parable that was Lazarus, and the man that fared sumptuously, that rich man.
That's a good proof.
That was the wicked. That was Esau.
Bro.
And it says, reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. It says, spare not the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. And like I brought out before, in slavery they didn't they laid their yoke heavily on the aged.
God, bro.
Verse 11, it says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous. So that's part of their inward thought, man.
God, bro.
They're like, let us lie in wait for the righteous. It says, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doing. So he's like, we understand that he's completely contrary. He speaks against everything we do, man. He's contrary to our doings. We're wicked. He's not. He's loved of he's beloved of the Lord. We aren't.
Damn.
We're completely opposed to him.
Yep.
Let us lie in wait for this righteous man.
God, bro.
It says he upbraided us with his offending the law. So we come against him, and we let them know. We expose them. We hew them with our mouth, like the Most High told us to do, and they're offended by that.
Yeah, like we're not taking your vaccines, we're not taking that microchip. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not shaving off my beard just to fucking work one of your jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like we upbraid him with the offending of his law. His wicked ass constitution and penal code that he set up.
He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy. Yeah, we object to his infamy, man. We say, you went throughout all the earth killing, pillaging, and destroying, man. We object to your infamy, and the transgressions of your education, of our education. It says the infamy and the transgressions of our education. Yeah, and there's a lot of transgressions in your education, man. You have the whole world drunk with your wine. That's how you educated the world.
God, bro.
Verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of Yahweh, and we do.
God.
And he calleth himself the child of the Lord. And we are the children of the Most High, because our spirits bear witness that we are the children of the Most High.
That's right.
And your inward thought and your spirit bears witness that you aren't, man, because you're completely contrary to the Heavenly Father. Verse 14, and the scripture says that a wicked man won't even search out the Most High. He won't even consider the Heavenly Father, man.
God, bro.
At verse 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. We were made to reprove your thoughts. He is grievous because their inward thoughts are wicked. You know, your inner ones.
Yeah, so that proves right there we know your thought process completely. Because he knows that. Like you said, you said that earlier. He knows that we know that he's wicked.
God, bro,
You know?
that's the inner thoughts of the wicked man.
God,
he
bro.
knows that we're completely contrary to you,
God,
and we will
bro.
reprove your thoughts.
God, bro.
Because the Most High set two things against another,
That's
one
the perfect
against
precept.
another.
That's the perfect precept.
You know, He set you to be the wicked,
Yeah.
and He set us to be the ones to reprove your wicked ass.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
and that, just like when Lord Yahweh Shai comes back, He's ultimately gonna he's gonna be the final person that reproves your wicked inventions, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, He's gonna completely rebuke your wicked inventions, man.
By flames of fire.
And it says we were made to reprove your thoughts. Verse 15, He is grievous unto us, even to behold. So in his mind, He's like, man, He is grievous for us to behold. So when He saw us, that's why the scripture says great fear fell upon them when they seen us out there, you know, speaking, thus saith the Lord, man.
God, bro.
You know, when they seen us, we're out there preaching with force, man.
God.
You know, that the scripture says that great fear fell upon them.
God, not.
You know, it's grievous to them to be for them to behold us with the spirit of life on us and speaking with thus saith the Lord.
Yeah, that's powerful.
It says, for His life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. Yeah, our ways are of another fashion because the Most High, He's out of all the families of the earth, we the only ones that the Most High is dealing with, man. And it says, verse 16, we are esteemed of Him as counterfeits. And you are counterfeits because He says, the scripture talks about how I know thy tribulation and poverty, and those that say they are Jews but are not,
not,
but are
bro.
of the synagogue of Satan.
And I even thought about it. Salaki, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah,
my
you
fault.
good, you good.
You had more to say on Salaki,
Nah.
Salaki, brother. But you made me think of another thing too. Like even like a basic like celebrity in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll expect us to acknowledge them and look at them so great, but we look at them like, man, y'all not really hitting on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these
God.
people, they acknowledge these rappers and these celebrities as they so great, but really in our mind, we look at them like, well, they not serving you. How about she me outside? They ain't shit. You
God.
know what I'm saying?
God.
Like I don't care what you got going on, how much diamonds you got, how much money you got, what kind of cars you got. You ain't serving you. How about she me outside? You not shit. You fake.
That's right.
You know?
You're a counterfeit out here.
God, bro.
So it says, verse 16, we are esteemed of Him as counterfeits. And another way in which they're counterfeits because they say that they're Christians, man. We're the real Christians.
God, bro.
You know, the scripture talks about how the men of the Lord were first called Christians, and they're not Christians because they don't do anything that Yahweh Shai did, that the anointed did.
God,
They
because
follow
Yahweh
his
Shai
way.
didn't die for them.
Yeah, Khan.
You know, we were touching on that earlier. They can't be renewed in spirit of their mind because Yahweh Shai didn't come for them, man.
And comfort them.
You know?
Comfort them, Khan. And a lot of these truths aren't being revealed to them because they're not none of His. And it's so they're all counterfeits. And it says He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. We do. We abstain from your ways, man. We're not learning the ways of the heathen.
Yeah, and Khan, Yahweh Shai said, touch not any unclean thing. You
Yeah,
know
what
I'm
does
saying?
light have with darkness?
Khan, bro. God. Yeah.
He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, you know, and like we were bringing out with the 7 brothers, because when he was rebuking that ruler that was getting ready to put him to death, he was basically saying, hey man, I'm gonna wake up to resurrection, man.
Right, Khan, bro.
You know, I'm gonna have resurrection and I'm gonna have a regeneration, man.
Khan,
but
bro.
you have nothing to look forward to but just hardcore bondage and slavery and just cruel rule. You're gonna wake up to because the scripture talks about how the Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna rule them with a rod of iron. They're gonna just straight up just being done completely dirty, man. And they're when they come back.
Khan, bro.
And it says, abstain from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. And it says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. And that's what they do. They think, man, let us see.
Yeah, look, if your God is so real, let's see what he gonna do to you. You know, let's see if he gonna deliver you up out of my hands. Then,
Because they really carnal. They really carnal as hell, and they thinking to themselves, it might not even be, because a fool says in their heart that there is no power, that there's no God. So they
God,
really
bro.
thinking in their mind, it might not even be no God.
Right,
Let's
bro.
start to try to destroy him and see if he show up.
Con, bro. Yeah, they want to force his hand.
Yeah, they tempt the Lord.
Con, bro.
You know, they put him to the test.
Con, bro.
You know, and the scriptures say you ain't supposed to do that.
Con, brother.
So they're testing the Lord. The Lord already says, if you touch them, you touch the apple of my eye.
Yep.
So they like, let's see.
Con, bro.
You know?
Touch not mine anointing and do my prophets no harm.
That's right, let us see if his words be true. See, you're tempting. That's testing. That's
bro.
what these devils do.
Con.
This will be his end, would be Shalakia. And let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Verse 18, for if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him. See? They tempting him. They want to see. Let me see it.
Yep.
Let
me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it.
And deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture.
That's the scripture you was quoting. Yeah, so let's examine him with despitefulness and torture. All right, let's put him in a concentration camp. Okay, let's pluck his toenails off. Let's pluck his fingernails off. You know, let's shed some of his skin. You know, let's kill his children.
Let's do all that in front of, and then on top of it, let's hit him with a plague. Like let's unleash a virus on him. Let's do that too.
Con, bro.
You know.
Con. Yeah, let's see if they still ride for their power then.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, con. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. For by his own sayings he shall be respected.
God, bro.
You
Yeah,
know,
so that's what they want to do. They want to condemn us with a shameful death, man. You know, and we understand your thoughts, man. We don't give a fuck about death.
God,
you know, what death in the sight of the righteous is acceptable, man.
That's
you
right.
know.
Yeah. Woo, nice script.
You know.
Yeah.
That's acceptable, man. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you got to do, man, because ultimately we know we deserve whatever going to happen to us because of what we did towards our power anyway, man.
To die is gain. Don't the scripture say
God,
that?
bro, to die is gain. That's right. That's right.
And to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
Oh, yeah. Ooh-wee. God, bro.
So that you're not doing anything. You know, that's why the scripture says that fear not him that can hurt the body.
Yep. But fear him who kills soul and body in hell, man.
Or it's better to obey the Most High than men, rather than men. So
I trust in the Lord. I would not fear what man can do unto me.
Though he kill me, I will maintain my way before him.
Yeah, God, bro.
God,
bro. Though he slay me, that's right. You know.
So but ultimately we know your thoughts, man. We know what you're thinking, and you're not gonna rattle. You're not gonna rattle us, Lord willing, man.
You're not gonna perform your enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately.
So we know the inner thoughts of the wicked. You know, and your end is going to be actually you're gonna die a shameful death. And you're gonna disappear like a dream.
Brother.
You know, so think on that while and we know what you're thinking on. You know, so hey man, with that we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. We like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and enough respect to the brothers that's laboring in this truth daily, making their calling and election sure.
Shalom.
Shalom.